Hello, 6th grade Bobcats. Mr. Flato here. Welcome back to what I hope will be a great week for you. We're going to continue on characteristics of healthy friendships this week. We're going to go through 5 more characteristics. So I hope you guys buckle in and pay attention here. And at the very end, I'm going to give you some instructions on how to go in and quickly take a survey regarding school counselors coming into probably your art classrooms and doing some good discussion stuff with you. And I want to know what topics are most important to you. So that'll be at the end, and you're going to end up doing that in your English and reading class. Let's get rocking and rolling on this. Hope you guys make it a great week. Okay, as promised, we had 20 characteristics that I got from you guys, and I am going to continue with tip or friendship characteristics 6 through 10 today. And the next one, number 6, is caring. Many of you talked about how important it was to be a caring friend, to be caring in a friendship. Caring is probably a pretty good prerequisite to being a friend. If you think about it, if you're not a caring type person, or if you don't want to be caring towards somebody, that's kind of what friendship is all about, right? Is caring about somebody more than just a stranger on the street. I'm going to introduce a new word to you guys today, and that word is selflessness. And selflessness basically means when you put others' needs ahead of your own. And sometimes I think in order to be a caring friend, sometimes you have to put other people's needs in front of your own. Okay, but I'm going to warn you, you got to be careful with this because you can't always put other people's needs in front of your own. Like many of these characteristics we talk about in friendships, you must have compromise. You must have give and take. Maybe my friend Johnny is having a tough day today. Maybe I put his needs in front of mine. Maybe I put my stuff aside and say, hey, Johnny, what's going on today? Can I be a friend? Can I help you out? You know, maybe the next day he's having a bad day again. But if it's every day, I can't always do that. Friendships need to be give and take, and they need to go back and forth. All right, tip number 7 is be supportive. And this is kind of the same thing. This is very close, but a little different. This one seems fairly obvious when it comes to friendships. Obviously, you have friends and you expect support from friendships and that they are supportive. But it's always a good reminder that being supportive is a very important characteristic of friendship. Friends rely on each other for support. Okay, we get support from different areas in life. We get support from our parents. We get some support from our aunties and uncles. We get support from our grandpa. We get support from our teachers, from our counselors, from lots of other people. And we also need to get support from our friends. So when you have a friend that is having a difficult time, make sure and lend a helping hand or an ear for listening or solid advice or whatever it is. Part of being a good friend is recognizing, hey, I'm going to support my friend in whatever it is that they do, or when they're having a bad day, I'm going to support them. Tip number 8, you guys recognize this picture. I had to pull it back again. Be a good listener. You'll see that being a good listener is so important for virtually everything we do in life, for school, for being a good son or daughter, for being a good brother or sister, for being a good student, and in this situation, it's important for being a good friend. Being good friends means being a good listener and listening to what the other person is saying, giving them your undivided attention. Again, there's a reason we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Okay, we should be doing twice as much listening with our friendships as we are talking. It is difficult to be a supportive friend, like we talked about in the previous slide, if you aren't a good listener. Tip number 9, have a sense of humor. Okay, if you're going to be one of my friends, this is so important because I can be kind of wacky and crazy sometimes, and I like to laugh and have a good time. Friendship should be fun, and it should be light, as well as serious when you need it to be. Too much fun and light, maybe we're going to get ourselves into too many shenanigans and maybe too much trouble. If it's too heavy all the time and too serious, that might not be too fun to be around. So we got to find a nice mixture of both. Having a sense of humor in your friendships and being able to share a laugh is critical to friendships. I know one of my favorite things about my friends is they make me laugh all the time. Some of my favorite things about my friends here that I've made, other teachers here at the school, is they make me laugh. I love laughing. I think life is so short, and there's a lot of heavy stuff in life, and there's a lot of negative stuff in life. We all need to spend a little bit more time laughing and smiling. Man, it's so important. Make sure you know where the boundary is for sense of humor within relationships and friendships. This is something that's gotten me in trouble in my life. Sometimes I got to know when's the right time to crack a joke, when's the right time to make somebody laugh and have a sense of humor, and I also have to know when maybe is a time to be serious. Sometimes joking and teasing amongst friends can go too far. I was working with some kids this week where I think that happened. You know, they're friends, joking back and forth, and then all of a sudden somebody takes it too far and we cross that line, and all of a sudden we're not being a good friend and we're being disrespectful. Part of this is knowing who your friends are. I know some friends that I can joke around with all the time. I know some things are off limits, some things are on limits. It's important to know when it comes to having a sense of humor with your friends, and please listen, this is very important. We have to know what our friends' hot buttons are, and we need to make sure we don't press those. My friends know things they can joke around with me about and some things that I'm very sensitive about, and not to go there. So having a sense of humor is very important. The last one for today is shared interests, and I think this one is so important. When I look at all of my friends as a 34-year-old school counselor, all my friends have a couple things in common. Sports, football, basketball, either played with them, played against them, officiate with them, coached with them, or education. A lot of my friends are teachers, are counselors, are principals. It's just who I am, and you're going to find that you roll in life, and the things that you're interested in, there's a very good chance you're going to make friends in that area. One of the best ways to do this is get involved in outside activities that you're interested in. If you're interested in basketball, go out for the basketball team. If you're interested in track and field and running, go out for the track and field team. If you're interested in gaming, go join a gaming club. If you're interested in reading, go join a book club. There's so many organizations and clubs and things you can get involved in. Many friendships are a result of people with common shared interest. Okay, matter of fact, I think this is number one reason why people are friends. So think around. If you come in contact with somebody that has the same interest in you, invite them to do something. Invite them to hang out. Put in an effort to get to be friends or better friends with them. All right, I had to show a Will Ferrell picture. I saw this on the internet. I thought it was kind of funny. Friendship is so weird. You just pick a human you've met and you're like, yep, I like this one, and you just do stuff with them. And sometimes, that's how life is. All right, students, real quick, when you get logged in your reading or English class, I want you to go to the Helena School District page. I believe it's under Managed Bookmarks. Quickly go to Schools. We're going to scroll down. We're going to go to Helena Middle School. Click on Helena Middle Schools. Then we're going to go About. We're going to go down to Counseling Services at HMS. Under that, you're going to see my name right here. You're going to click on that. The last thing you're going to do is click on 6th grade counselor visit survey, and it's probably not going to work on my computer because it's a little bit different, but it's going to have forms that come up that give you some options. I want you to go rate them based on how interested you would be having the counselors come and talk about those subjects. The higher the interest level, the more stars you give it. I believe 5 is the highest. The less interested, the less stars. I believe 1 is the least. Thank you for doing that, and we'll see you in your classroom soon. All right, that leads us to this week's Jellybean Question of the Week winners, who are Katrin Celesgar, Owen Gomez, Hayden Hurley, Sydney Beardsley, and Kai Mosier. The answer to last week's riddle was, it is 12:34 p.m. on May 6, 1978. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come see me for some jelly beans. Bring a friend. Rumor on the street is they may get a jelly bean or two as well. All right, this week's Jellybean Question of the Week is, what word looks the same when read backwards and upside down? Hint, it's not the word noon. You think you know? Submit your answer to the Bob box no later than Friday. All right, Bobcats, let's go out there and make it a great week at the Helena Middle School.